Good afternoon and welcome to CBM Calling on May 19th. I hope everyone had a great long weekend. Thanks for joining us here as we talk about God's global mission and how He's at work through our global church partners. My name is Adrian Gardner and I'm joined today by my colleague Patricia Echegoyen. Patricia, welcome. This is your first time on CBM Calling.
Yeah, hi, how are you? Hi, everyone. How are you, Adrian?
Patricia serves as program officer for Latin America and gives leadership and oversight to the work we do in that area of the world. I'm really excited because today we're going to be joined also by Enrique Meisson, who's the pastor at the Church of Reconciliation in Sosua, Dominican Republic. And both Patricia and I have visited his church and visited with him. The internet is a little bit unreliable, so we decided to again record that conversation, and we'll play that in just a moment. But Patricia, you were there at the end of last year, is that right?
Yeah, I was there last year.
Yeah, and I was there March of last year, actually, and had planned to be taking a team from CBOQ, a group of students, where we were going to be going this March, and just the week before had to pull the plug because of COVID-19.
Yeah, that was very important, and they were really looking forward to having another CBM team.
Yeah, I think what impresses me so much about our partner in the Dominican Republic, and specifically the Church of Reconciliation, which is the only one I've visited, I know you've visited others, is just how they understand the mission of the church to serve their community. This small group of 25 or so adult members that are literally impacting hundreds of at-risk youth, at-risk students in their own community and smaller neighborhoods around. Sosua is one of the most beautiful places in the world, I think, that I've been. Would you agree, Patricia?
Yeah, it is beautiful, and I agree with you, Adrian. Like our partners, they're very dynamic. They haven't received a lot of training or studies on integral mission, but they just started just engaging with their community. They're just very proactive. They're present not only in their immediate community, but they also go far away to other places that are really far from them. So we are really excited. They're actually one of our newest partners in CBM.
Yeah, and this beautiful place, but with that comes an economy that's really dependent on tourism, which of course is impacted right now, and also kids at risk of both the drug trade and the sex trade. So I know the church is really responding to that need by trying to be there and make connections and help these kids that are at risk. So with that sort of preamble, let's go to the Dominican Republic and Sosua, which is just east of Puerto Plata on the north coast, to Charimicos and the Church of Reconciliation.
Okay, welcome to CBM Calling. Thrilled to be joined by my friend Enrique Meisson, pastor of the Church of Reconciliation in Sosua, and my colleague Patricia Echegoyen, our program officer for Latin America. Patricia will be filling us in on a lot of the programming in that region and also helping with some translation between Enrique and I. Enrique's English is better than he thinks, but we'll do it with translation nonetheless. See, you understood me. Enrique, I've had the privilege of visiting you in your church and worshiping with you in the beautiful town of Sosua. Could you tell us a little bit about your church and about your community?
Enrique, si nos puede contar un poco acerca de su iglesia y de su comunidad.
Saludo primeramente, bendiciones a todos los que están en las naciones observándonos y gracias por la oportunidad de la expresión desde aquí, desde República Dominicana.
First of all, I want to say hi to everyone watching. And I want to thank for the opportunity this time to be here and talk about our country.
En nuestra iglesia, Iglesia Bautista de la Reconciliación.
Our church, Baptist Church of the Reconciliation.
Tenemos 25 miembros adultos.
We have 25 adult members.
Y que trabajamos con más de 100 niños en diferentes comunidades.
And we work with over 100 children and youth from different communities.
Enseñamos la palabra de Dios, enseñamos inglés y enseñamos música. Claro, yo no enseño inglés.
We have a Bible school. We also teach music and we also teach English, but he doesn't teach English.
Lo hacemos semanalmente en las mayorías de las comunidades.
We do it weekly in most of the communities.
Y en algunas mensual porque están lejos.
In some of them that are really far away, we do it once a month.
Y la que está en mi casa prácticamente es diario.
And the one that I have at my house is basically daily.
Okay.
Porque ahí también enseñamos peluquería y ese es mi trabajo y los niños están ahí aprendiendo.
Because we have a hair salon and that is basically my job, so the kids can come and learn from that as well.
Nuestro enfoque principal es servir a la comunidad, pero principalmente a la niñez.
Well, our main ministry is to serve the community, but mostly children.
And Enrique, I assume right now your church can't meet in person. How are you ministering to your congregation?
Enrique, asumimos que ahorita ustedes no se pueden congregar, pero quisiéramos saber cómo están ustedes conectados con su congregación.
Utilizamos este mismo medio, Zoom.
Yeah, we use Zoom.
O hacemos 3 servicios a la semana.
And we have 3 services a week.
Pero los niños, lamentablemente, la mayoría no tienen celulares.
But most of the kids, they don't have access to cell phones.
Y no podemos trabajarle a ellos.
And we haven't been able to work with them so far.
Pero a veces me dirijo hacia la casa y de lejos le pregunto si tienen comida y eso.
But sometimes I would just walk to their homes and from distance, I would ask them if they have enough food.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, your church, Enrique, is part of a group called IBAREDO. Patricia, we've been partnering there for a while. Could you give us just an overview of that partner?
Sure. IBAREDO is actually one of our newest partners. They are a small organization of over 15 Baptist churches that came together in 2002. Most of these churches are relatively small and located in vulnerable areas. They don't have an office or paid staff, so we work directly with their directiva or board of directors who volunteer their time and their skills to serve their community and to share the love of God. We have 2 initiatives with IBAREDO. The first project, Development of Children and Youth, aims to support and equip 3 local churches, including Enrique's church, La Reconciliación, with their after-school programs with children and adolescents that live in poor and vulnerable areas of the Dominican Republic. The second project, Pastoring of Pastors, provides training and mentoring to over 30 pastors and church leaders.
Wow. And it's across, churches are all over the island, right?
Yes, they are.
Yeah. So Enrique, you're joining us right now from a hotel.
Enrique, usted está ahorita en un hotel.
It's the hotel that your wife works at.
En un hotel que su esposa trabaja.
But you told me there's no guests there right now.
Pero dice que no hay huéspedes ahorita en el hotel.
No,
No,
No tenemos nadie, está totalmente desocupado.
No, we don't have
Y
anyone. It's totally empty.
and I know COVID-19 has impacted all of us, but I imagine in Sosua, where so much of the economy is dependent on tourism, it must be hit particularly hard.
Y entendemos que el COVID-19 o el coronavirus ha afectado la economía de varios países y en particular en Sosua, donde el turismo representa una grande parte de la economía.
What are the needs you're seeing?
¿Cuáles son las necesidades que usted está viendo en su comunidad?
bueno, sobre todo las solicitudes que se me hacen como pastor es de alimentación.
Well, mostly the requests that I have been receiving as a pastor are for food assistance.
Are many people out of work?
Hay bastantes personas que se han quedado sin trabajo.
Oh, sí. El 80% en esta ciudad trabaja turismo.
Over 80% of the population of this community works in tourism.
Yeah. Wow, I know you've already mentioned, Enrique, about your ministry to children in Sosua, in Charimicos, in Las Piedras, in Arroyo de Leche. How are you helping these vulnerable children?
Usted ya nos comentó de su ministerio en Sosua, los Charimicos, Las Piedras y Arroyo de Leche. ¿Cómo ha podido usted adaptar su ministerio y ayudar a estos niños en este tiempo?
Bueno, he estado recibiendo ayuda de amigos y de ustedes y he comprado alimentación y he ido a repartir porciones.
So I have been receiving help from friends and from our CBM. So he's been buying food and then he's been delivering food to families.
I know as part of our COVID relief, we're going to be doing food assistance in the Dominican Republic. Patricia, do you want to give a bit more detail on what that's going to look like?
Sure. Well, since very early on in this crisis, most of IBAREDO churches started to implement small relief activities in their communities with their own and limited resources. But as the need has been growing, churches have exhausted the capacity to fund these activities. So CBM has now joined their efforts by providing food funds for food assistance to support over 200 families that are suffering due to COVID-19 and the shutdown of the Dominican Republic economy.
Wow. And Enrique's church will be one of those doing the food assistance.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And that seems to be a recurring theme, I mean, all over the world, but in Latin America, where you're coordinating programming, food assistance really is becoming one of the greatest needs that you're seeing, right?
Yes.
Where else in the region would we be doing food assistance?
Well, aside from IBAREDO, and thanks to our donors in Canada, we are sending funds for food assistance to Guatemala, El Salvador, Cuba, and Bolivia, and the requests for help keep coming.
Right. Yeah, I've said before on this platform, and I'll say again, the health crisis is one thing, but the food crisis, the hunger crisis that's coming seems to be even worse.
Yes, absolutely.
Enrique, so appreciate you and your ministry.
Enrique, lo apreciamos bastante a usted y a su ministerio.
I know the Canadians who have visited you on sent teams have been so impacted by the way your church is serving its community.
Los grupos de canadienses que lo han visitado están muy impresionados de su trabajo.
How can we in Canada be praying for your church and for you and your family?
¿Cómo podemos orar por usted aquí en Canadá, por usted, su iglesia y su familia?
Bueno, agradeceríamos que oraran por nosotros personalmente en sus oraciones privadas. Y si alguien pudiera conectarse a través de Zoom en nuestros servicios, también se lo agradeciera.
Well, we would appreciate if you keep us in your private prayers, but even if someone could connect in one of our Zoom services, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be really exciting. I wonder, we're recording this, but I know people from Douglas Baptist will be watching, who are step partners with IBAREDO.
Estamos grabando esto, pero yo sé que miembros de la Iglesia Douglas Baptist van a estar viendo esto, y ellos son socios de su iglesia allá en IBAREDO.
Muy bien.
We'll be sure to pass on that invitation, and also to people from Claystone and people from the team that I led there, my father, people like that. We'll pass on those invitations for sure.
Así que vamos a pasar su invitación a otras iglesias y también al grupo que Adrian lideró cuando él fue a Dominican Republic, y pues su papá también. Entonces vamos a pasar esa invitación.
Excelente.
Yeah. We'll pray for your ministry and also for God to provide everything you need.
Vamos a orar por usted, por su ministerio, y también para que Dios le provea de lo que usted necesita en estos momentos.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Enrique, for taking some time with us and sharing about the need and how the church is responding in your beautiful part of the world.
Muchas gracias por su tiempo y también por compartirnos cómo las iglesias en la bella isla están trabajando en estos momentos.
Gracias a ustedes por tomarnos en cuenta, y de antemano le ofrecemos disculpas por la inconveniencia. Todo estaba listo, pero a veces se dañan.
And well, thank you very much for your support. And yeah, we apologize for inconvenience. We have everything ready and settled, but yeah, this happened.
Yes. Well, we will see you soon. God bless you, my brother, and we'll be praying for you.
And we're back live with Patricia. I don't know about you, Patricia, but I found it particularly impactful that Enrique was doing that interview from a hotel where his wife works, and the hotel's empty. 80% of the population of Sosua dependent on tourism. It's no wonder you're receiving these requests for assistance.
Yes, and that is like we're seeing that in many countries in Latin America. I mean, we're still receiving requests. There are families that are struggling. Like in Latin America, there's a lot of informal. There are a lot of informal jobs, so people that live day by day, and now with the economies closed, it is really hard for them to generate any type of income.
Wow. And I know one of the things that you had emphasized as just being so incredible about the way the church in the Dominican Republic is responding is just the way the church had already taken the initiative to be a blessing in their communities before CBM was involved.
Yeah, actually, when we received the request, like they sent us photos of their first response. So they had already been working with the communities and supporting their communities. It's just that it was not enough for them. They weren't able to reach out to everyone, right? So for us, that show us the commitment of the local church and how empowered they are.
Yeah, it's an amazing church partner about how they understand the call to be God's hands and his feet, to demonstrate his love in tangible and practical ways. And it's great to come alongside a partner like that.
Yeah, and we're in this together, and I think we feel closest to them as never before. I mean, in the midst of all of what is happening, we are in constant communication with them. And I think just having invested in relationships with them through visits and calls, now it's paying off, right? Because we have that relationship and that trust, and yeah. So I think that that is something positive out of all what's happening here.
Right. Yeah, we get to come alongside these incredible churches in these very vulnerable communities and offer food assistance. So if you'd like to support that work, please donate towards our COVID-19 relief fund. Some of that will be going towards supporting the Church of Reconciliation in Sosua as they meet the needs of hungry families of the most vulnerable in their neighborhood.
Yeah, sorry if I may just
say
something in Spanish. Para los que nos están escuchando en español, muchas gracias, y a todos nuestros hermanos en cualquier parte de Latinoamérica estamos con ustedes y estamos orando por ustedes. Y para los que están aquí en Canadá, pues también colaboren con ayudarnos para que nosotros podamos apoyar a las iglesias en Latinoamérica.
I'm not sure what that was, but I'll take your word that it's wonderful. My Spanish, I was joking with Enrique and with Michael before last week. Enrique knows a lot more English than he gives himself credit for, but my Spanish, not so much. I hope so. I want to acknowledge some people who have been watching and sending their greetings. Estella Ng has faithfully been participating in our CBM Calling. Hi, Estella. Good to see you. We have greetings from a Baptist church in Burundi. Kathleen Susi, one of our team leaders for Latin America. Ursula Meisson, I believe that's Enrique's mother who I met, says, I guess the English translation is, God bless everyone. Thank you for thinking of us. And Peter Moore, excellent. So Peter's the pastor of Douglas Baptist, which is the new step partner with the IBAREDO churches in the Dominican Republic. Again, they were a team that had a trip planned for this summer and actually has been put on hold, but thankful for their partnership and continuing to look for ways to work with the church in the DR in this time. So thanks, Patricia, for your insight and sharing about the work in Latin America, and also for your top-notch translation skills. Thanks everyone for watching. Tomorrow we're back, same time. My colleague Louise Hanna will be speaking with Tanya Ewan, who works with the Canadian Baptists of Ontario and Quebec about kids ministry during COVID-19. So thanks, Patricia, and thanks everyone. We'll see you later.